We welcome now our race winner for today's Pure Michigan 400, Kyle Busch, driver of the number 18 Interstate Batteries Toyota. Also joining him are crew chief Dave Rogers and owner J.D. Gibbs. Kyle, talk a little bit about the race today. This is your first win at Michigan International Speedway. This is your fourth victory of 2011, your 23rd victory in 245 races, and with this victory, you clinched at least one of the two wild card spots for the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup.
Awesome. Well, certainly it feels really good to win here at Michigan. We've been trying so hard the last few times here, and our teammates been able to do it, but unfortunately we haven't. So it was good to put it in victory lane today, especially for Norm Miller and everybody at Interstate Batteries. We appreciate their support over the years, and everybody for Toyota. This close to Detroit, they want win here, and especially the Mars folks as well. It's just been a great weekend for us. We unloaded, felt pretty good about things, and qualifying wasn't quite our strong suit. We just ran the top, and knowing that we could get a good solid lap, and it was only 17th fastest. We worked on trying to run a little bit lower yesterday in practice and get some things done to the car that I could do that with, and just kept getting too loose. Every time I'd run down there, I kept getting looser and looser. So we just went back to basics and put what we knew ran well in it for today, and where we could run the top, and felt really good with our chances. About midway through the race, early we struggled just being too tight with the rain and everything last night. There wasn't any rubber on the track, so it took a while to build that up. But once we got to the end of the race and got going, we felt really good with our car.
Dave, talk a little bit about what the race went like today from your standpoint up top of the box.
Yeah, it was a good race. I think one of the keys there was Kyle's patience. We did miss it a little bit. We probably tightened the car up a little bit too much given the track conditions, and we got behind, and Kyle did a great job of staying patient and letting us know what the car was doing and gave us time to work on it, and got a few adjustments there, and it was just fun watching him drive up to the front.
JD, from your standpoint, Kyle also qualifies for the Sprint Summer Showdown, obviously $3 million in Atlanta, donating to a fan, a charity. From your standpoint as an owner, watching him accomplish all he's done, just talk a little bit about what this season has meant to you.
Yeah, no, for us it's special in a lot of ways that you kind of watch really Dave and Kyle kind of work together, grow and communicate and encourage one another and hold each other accountable. That's kind of fun to watch that. And then really for Norm Miller, Interstate Batteries, that whole team there was our first sponsor 20 years ago, and now 20 years later you're still in victory lane with them. It was special. Obviously the whole Mars partnership. And so it was just a big deal for JGR, and Kyle to close the deal off. That last caution gave me a heart attack, but they really did a great job and pulled it out. So it was a real encouraging day.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for all three gentlemen. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. Please state your name and affiliation. Questions? We'll take one from Brudenell over here.
Mike Brudenell from the Detroit Free Press. To Kyle. Jimmy said just beforehand that you seem to have come along a lot in the last 12 months as a driver and perhaps even as a person. But now you seem to be that guy that can end his run. Do you believe this could happen this year?
We're 13 weeks from me being able to answer your question, so certainly I'd like to give ourselves a lot of credit that we can do that, and that we have the ability to do that. So, I feel like it's anybody's game right now still. Although the 99 had problems today, they can still come back. They're still in the chase. So 99 is going to be tough, 48 is going to be tough, 29 will be good. Hopefully we can get our teammate in there with the 11, and he'll be good too. So certainly it's going to be a run down to the end. It's going to be a run to Homestead. The points are so tight. And with any bad day, it seems to hurt you so much here that you've really got to concentrate on battling back and getting yourself back up in the points. So for us, it's just going to come to being about minimizing those bad days and keeping our heads on straight.
Okay, we'll take it to the press box for a few questions.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. JD, can you just kind of go over Denny's day? I mean, it didn't turn out anything like you had expected, and to fall out of the chase. You guys kind of have a game plan to get him back on track?
Yeah, really. It's kind of like I've got 4 boys at home, and it's kind of like the same thing at the racetrack. You've got 3 teams here that you really care about. You're close to each of the drivers, the teams, and Denny, Toyota did a great job helping us get the motor in the car this week, get prepared, come to the track. We were pretty good all practice and qualifying, and then just during a race, just got off a little bit. When he hit the wall, it was kind of over. So it's discouraging, obviously, from that standpoint. I feel like Denny and those guys there, if anyone has the confidence and the ability to come back and finish strong, it's those guys. These tracks coming up they're going to. So that's our hope. We kind of, our trust is that those guys will rebound and really finish strong these last few races at tracks that he's done well at in the past.
Nate Ryan, USA Day. For Kyle, Jimmy was in there earlier, and he said that he didn't think there's a favorite yet for the chase. You outdueled the five-time champion twice today, and you've got 4 victories. I mean, do you feel like you guys have sort of stamped yourself right now as the team to watch going in the chase?
No, there's way too much that can happen. There's way too many laps to run, way too many miles to run. So certainly we've built ourselves into championship contenders this year, and that's where we feel like we've where our strong suit has been up to this point is just being able to be consistent, or at least try to be consistent. After our bad days, try to come back and get a top 10. Try to minimize the damage, from the week before the following week. Hopefully with the next few weeks that come up, we feel like they're really good racetracks for us. Bristol obviously being one of the best for me, and then going to Atlanta. It's not so great for me. I have one there, so we'll see if we can't get a good run and try to win the Sprint Summer Showdown for a fan and my charity with Kyle Busch Foundation. And then, of course, go on into Richmond, and it's one of my favorites as well too. So there's a great opportunity here for us to win 3 more races before the chase starts, and we'd love nothing more than to see that. And then, of course, carry on our strong runs throughout the final 10 weeks. And it's just a matter of being consistent.
Kenny Bruce with SaintDaily.com. For Kyle, with the green-white checkered restart, were you real concerned about that restart, which lane to pick going into that?
No, I pretty much knew I wanted to top. I saw the 2 was going to restart on the inside, so I didn't know whether he was going to push the 48 or try to make it 3 wide. So I figured I'd just give myself the best opportunity to win, and that was to just run the top side and keep my momentum rolling up through turns 1 and 2. When we got down in there, we were side by side a little bit, and Jimmy just had to pinch his car a little bit too much, being the inside guy. Whether you get tight or whether you get loose, it's going to be hard to hold yourself off that outside guy. So I figured I'd just give myself all the room that I needed to my outside, so in case I needed to run high, I could. But, there wasn't much debate from my side.
A question for Mr. J.D. Gibbs, Wolfgang Munzel from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. Can you give some little details? How is your engine program already progressed or started for next year with the injection system?
Yeah, really for us, next year will kind of be a little different from JGR's standpoint. We're going to combine basically taking the best of what we do at Joe Gibbs Racing there in Charlotte and the best of what TRD does out in Costa Mesa, and kind of combine those 2 packages. So it's a process. It'll take a little while to get it all figured out. But I think we're encouraged that it'll be the end product's can be really strong and durable, and really push us forward from on the track.
No further questions from the press box.
Okay, we'll take questions up here. We'll start back here with Terry.
Terry Blaney, ESPN. Kyle, Jimmy had a lot of praise for you. He's known your whole career, saying, you handle things differently now. There were a couple of instances this year where you kept your cool where others didn't. Last week, you seemed to take it well when it was a bad when you had the green-white checkered lead and it didn't turn out well for you. But he also had a bit of a message saying that once the chase starts, it's a completely different ball game. The voices start talking in your head. Not just you, but everyone, that it's a lot different situation. Do you think you've been through it a lot of times now and it hadn't turned out well for you in the chase? Do you think now those voices, as he calls them, you've gotten to the point where you can overcome that and just do what you've been doing all year?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be a lot edgier through the chase. Certainly there's going to be times where you're pushing a little too hard in the race, and you're like, oh man, I was just 1 inch from the wall, or you hit the wall and you're like, man, I just needed that extra inch or something like that. So certainly there's going to be times throughout the chase where you've got to play it right and you got to play it smart and be smooth and cool about it. So for us, the biggest thing is to just try to concentrate on what we've been doing all year. Certainly there's going to be times where guys are going to be better than us, and we can't concentrate on that too hard. It's a cycle of 10 weeks, and if you're consistent through there and you can do all the right things that you know how to do, then you'll be fine.
Okay, we got another one in the back across from Terry. Then we'll come back up here to Mike, then go to Jerry.
By the way, it's all JD's fault. Why I'm handling things better.
I did tell Kyle he just got married, this winter. That was it. I said, you just got married 2 years ago.
Todd Anderson, ESPN. Kyle, what type of statement did you make with this win today?
I don't know. We weren't trying to make a statement with it, but certainly we just wanted to come out here and run strong. We've been trying so hard to win at Michigan that we felt like this was a really good place that we were coming to. And yesterday through practice we struggled a little bit, and I kind of got down on things, and Dave was right there to help me out and to pick it up. So we stopped practice, not very good, but we went over things last night and talked a lot about what we could do to the car to make it better, and thought smartly about our changes for today. And we come out here strong. The good thing about being able to do that is how well we ran here in the spring. So we had a notebook, we had something to go back to, and for Dave and I, we don't have as thick of a notebook as Chad and Jimmy do. So ours is only 1 year thick. So we're certainly still trying to get through some statistical information and some history when we go to some of these places. But we feel pretty good with where our program's heading, and what Dave's been doing has been awesome. All the guys have really pulled through and done a nice job. So whether this is a statement win or not, that wasn't our intention. Our intention is to try to win every single one of them.